I believe that as humans, we all need goals to pursue in order to fully experience our lives to their fullest potential. How will you ever get to truly experience life without a goal to chase? I personally thrive when I work towards a very specific goal, and for the longest time it's felt like I've been in limbo, not working towards something specific enough. I live my life like an athlete, regimented, but I don't have a stage or big game day to work towards. 11 years of resistance training, building my physique to where it is today, competing on stage multiple times, but the past couple of years have been largely dedicated to building the business side of my life, leaving my 9-to-5 job that I hated to pursue the dream of being a thriving online coach. Moving from the UK to Spain with my girlfriend, a massive goal that I never even would have thought possible a few years ago. Whilst I'm still constantly pursuing, ticking off even more life and business goals, putting myself through rigorous physically and mentally challenging preps with the times that I felt more unstoppable than ever. Being a student at the time, all my money went towards a coach and the food that I needed, not to mention missing out on tons of social occasions. I loved that though, doing an hour of cardio at 5 AM before uni whilst other students would still be out drinking. It's been 6 years since I last stepped on stage, and I now feel ready to start the next chapter of my physique journey and step on stage again at the highest level possible next year in the men's physique division. I'm under no false illusion that in order to be competitive and win at the highest standard, I will require a lot more size added to my frame. So the current goal is to grow as much as possible over the next few months and become virtually unrecognisable. I feel the fire lit and stronger than it has been in years. I'm focused, locked in, and excited to now have the stage goal back in my life. Alright, so I'm back on YouTube. It's been a brief hiatus. It's only been like maybe just under 2 months, but with good reason. There's simply been nothing to share, and that is as blunt as it's going to be. I just genuinely didn't see the point in picking up the camera and filming a video for the sake of it, or doing a challenge or doing something just to kind of post. There was no point. I wanted to get everything sort of sorted and in order for what the next journey is, which of course you will have seen in the initial snippet of this video, before, as I said, before picking up the camera and starting again. So this marks the beginning now of what is coming up. Next, thank you to everyone who has stayed subscribed. Of course, we've got a lot more coming up now. If you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss out on what's coming up, make sure you subscribe. But what is coming up, of course, as I spoke about, I'm going to be competing next year, so I'm going to be taking through the whole journey. What the get the out of me. I'm going to keep this rolling. That was our Hoover, if you want to get yourself a robotic self-hoovering Hoover. I'm going to be undergoing a really big improvement phase for this year and next year, and before eventually stepping on stage next year. So that's going to be what's coming up. But also I've got some exciting trips lined up. So we are going to be flying to Dubai and then to Bali as well in November. So not only am I going to have consistent videos from now on moving forward documenting all of this next journey, but I'm also going to be bringing the camera along to Dubai and to Bali, which Bali is obviously somewhere that I've wanted to go for many years, and I've never actually been able to. So I'm thoroughly excited to bring the camera for that and document all of it. I'll be there for like over a week, so we're gonna make sure we document everything. So that's it, of course. As I said, a lot more consistent videos. I'm thoroughly excited to share this new journey, and I can't wait for you all to see it. So that is it. Let's get on with the rest of the video. Good morning, mate. Hope you're well. Thank you for your first check-in this week, mate. So good to see that things are going well. I think at the moment, of course, it's a case of you just getting used to the foods, letting your rest of metabolic rate stabilise, but getting used to partitioning nutrients correctly. Do such as the 20 minutes on cardio, and we're going to be keeping things fairly baseline, mate, for this week and next week. Catch up on your check-in next week. Well done, mate. Alright, so this is what breakfast is looking like at the moment. We've got 2 whole eggs, as you saw, 100 millilitres of egg whites, 100 grams of egg whites, and then I've got 2 slices of toast. We've got 1 kiwi, and then for the extra carbs, so because I'm eating quite a bit more food now, I alternate between these two. So this is Don't know if this is available in the UK. It's essentially, these are complete grains, and essentially it's baby rice, you can call it. The reason I like it just tastes so good. And I put some dark chocolate on top of that. If not though, I have been alternating between those grains and then Bulk's cream of rice, and this is vanilla flavour in particular. So the same with that. A little tip for both these is I add some stevia liquid drops, caramel flavoured, and then of course, as I said, I put some dark chocolate on top, and that melts. So that's what meal one's looking like. Omelette, 2 bits of toast, and then cream of rice or complete grains. Alright, so next up we've got 100 grams of complete grains. For this, I just add boiling water and just mix. So as I said, I've added stevia drops. I'm going to add around 10 grams of dark chocolate. So there's the finished product. Chocolate's melted. Oh, chocolate's melted, lovely. So the reason I eat these, or cream of rice, is because yes, I have toast with my eggs, but you think like, oh, why don't you just have more toast? Well, I don't want to eat more toast. I think 2 slices is good enough. And as I said, I don't like overloading on bread. It doesn't digest too well for me. So these complete grains or cream of rice digest extremely well. They sit very well on my stomach, and it's perfect pre-workout. When it comes to my pre-workout food, I like to make sure I've got a good amount of carbs in. So I'm training around 11 o'clock, half 11 in the morning. Number one is make sure I've got plenty of water in, at least 1.5 litres. I'm gonna have a Monster as well, had a coffee, so caffeine, water, and then around 110, 120 grams of carbs, which I'm gonna have got through this breakfast that you've seen. So that's the thought behind the pre-workout meal. Gonna enjoy this, let it digest, get a little caffeine hit, and we're gonna go and train back, and I'll bring the camera along as well. Alright, so this is what I have for my intra-workout drink. I think I've shown it before in a video, but we've got EAAs, essentially amino acids, electrolyte powder, and then I put my creatine in here as well. Just, you can have your creatine whenever you like. I actually somehow get this question asked quite a bit, like, should you take creatine this time, should you take it that time? Take it whenever you like. It's gonna, oh, it just went everywhere. It's gonna have the same effect. The reason I like to include EAAs in my intra-workout though, that's gone everywhere, is just to help with overall recovery. It is also going to help with MPS, muscle protein synthesis, so that is the reason and reasoning behind that. And then electrolytes, I will do actually every session, as I said on the previous clip though. Make sure you're hydrated. You know, the more water you drink, the better your blood flow is going to be, which is going to result in better muscle contractions, and you're going to get a better pump overall as well. So I like to add these in just for a little bit extra. And then electrolytes, we've got 1 scoop. The bulk ones, 1 scoop, it equates to 15 grams. So put that in. I've currently gone for strawberry and watermelon flavour. Currently probably one of my top flavours from bulk, so try it out. Alright, pre-workout. I'm hooked like everyone else. Probably the best, probably the best flavor out of all of them. So pulled up to the gym. We're in for back today, back and biceps, pull, whatever you want to call it. I do have another variation of pull, which is posterior, where I add some hamstrings into the end of it. But on that note, I'm going to bring the camera in for this session, which is going to be just back and biceps. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to save that for another video, for other videos, because since my last workout videos, things have changed with my split. So I've got a whole new split, new gym as well.
So I'm going to be running through my workouts separately in more detail in other videos, and do just a purely workout based video to try and add as much value as I can on those. But at the moment things are good in the current phase. You could call it a holding phase because I've been on the same food for the past 4 weeks, I believe. So strength isn't crazy. I'm not seeing numbers progress every single week, but nonetheless it's decent at the moment. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the phase as well, either on this video or another video, but until the next stage of this phase is deployed, I'm keeping things fairly baseline in the gym. But let's get in there, enough talking, and get it done.
Okay, so now into a bit of a voiceover for the workout. Just easier for me to kind of explain a few bits and how my training is going at the moment. So starting off here, starting the pull workout with a single arm cable pull down. As you can see, the way I've set the bench up is allowing me to keep myself in place with the non-working arm. That was a bit of a forced rep at the end, assisted. So essentially what you want with this is to be really bringing that elbow and trying to put it back to the pocket, to your back pocket, just to ensure that you are targeting the lower lat as effectively as possible, as that is the part of the back that we're targeting on this specific movement. That's going to prime us ready to head into this compound movement, which is going to be the prime extreme row. And just note how I've actually loaded the machine here. So you'll see there are 3 different pins, a lower one, middle one, and an upper one. So as this is my working set, I am loading the middle pin with 3 plates and the top pin with 1 plate. The reason being, and you'll see in a second, when I head into my back off set, I'm going to be loading the upper pins over the middle pins. The reason for that is very simple. When you load the upper pin, you're going to be making the exercise a little bit easier in the shortened range. So at the top of the rep, it's going to actually drop off and feel a little bit lighter. So that's going to help me on my back off set when a little bit more fatigued. I'm going to be able to have that ease at the top of the rep. As you can see here in the back off set, the middle pin is now only loaded with 1 plate, and the top pin is going to be loaded with the other 3 plates. As I said, heavier at the bottom of the rep, but as you get further up and shorter at the top of the rep, it drops off, making it a little bit easier to get a good contraction at the top. Next up, we're into a lat pull down, particularly targeting the upper back. And the reason for that, I've said this in a previous video, is because I'm pulling back and out the way rather than straight down the way. So this actual grip here is fantastic. It allows me to internally rotate my wrists, which in turn is going to give me better alignment to be able to drive the elbows back and out. So one quite valuable cue that I'm going to add here is similar to bracing on a squat. You're going to be thinking of starting every movement with a contraction. So instead of using momentum at the beginning of the movement and swinging, make sure you've switched on and contracted the lats before then pulling down and engaging. So straight into single arm rows here on the cable. Now this is a great machine that I've got available, but if you don't have this at your gym, you can simply do it on a seated row. The benefit of this though is, as you can see, I've placed the seat pad quite low down so that I'm lower down and sort of pulling back and down the way, because what we're targeting here is going to be the lower lat. So in order to really target that, if you think about the way the lats run down the spine and towards your pelvis, you've got to think about being a little bit lower down than the actual line of force, so you can almost internally rotate your wrist again and get a great squeeze with the lower lat. And finally into the arm portion of this workout, which is going to be biceps. Here with a standing single arm dumbbell curl, keep myself in place with the non-working arm. Key takeaway here is to train your arms with the same amount of intensity as you would any other body part. Don't neglect them. Make sure you're pushing yourself to failure and trying to get the absolute most out of these exercises at the end of the workout. Alright, good session wrapped up. As you can see, strength is basically where it has been for the past few months, I'd say, but still a good session nonetheless. Decent gym, so we switched it up. I think last videos I was in Paddle Club, an M13. I've got rid of those memberships now because I got bored of them and one of them was too busy. So we started training here and it's a lot better environment. I prefer the kit as well. So plan for the rest of the day and the rest of the video is I'm going to show you the rest of what I'm eating today, of course. Probably get to the beach, to be honest. It's really nice weather and I've changed up my routine. So today's a Friday. I used to do a load of check-ins on Friday, but I've now moved my client check-ins to earlier on in the week, so I just do bigger days of work, so I've got a little bit of
time left at the end of the week to kind of do content and just enjoy where I'm living as well, because it's nice here in Marbella. So we'll catch you probably for the next meal. Now I'm seeing that, I swear it's just hit me now. I always do that. I drink my caffeine way too late, and then about the end of the session I start to wake up and I'm driving back and it's hit me. Alright, so we got post-workout meal going in now. By the way, on today's installment of drinks that you can only get in... Actually no, I did Fanta Lemon, 0 sugars, you can get that anywhere. Aguario, oh, can you get Aguarios in the UK? Oh, right, ignore that then. So, but anyway, today's installment, 0 sugars. Is that in focus? I guess is that what they do to get it in focus? There we go. Absolutely incredible, especially after a warm session. But anyway, we've got very very basic, simple meal. Post-workout, I'm not having cereal or anything like that. I'm just straight into my lunch, which is what I've been doing recently. So we've got chicken. It's all prepped, of course. Don't make excuses. If you don't prep, if you do prep, you'll be ready. Prepared to fail. Fail to prepare, prepared to fail. Don't know if anyone else is like this. After a session, I'm absolutely gone, zapped. So yeah, we've got chicken. I'm going to be doing 200 grams of cooked chicken. I'm going to be doing 80 grams of pineapple. And we've got 100 grams uncooked weight rice, but sushi rice. So a little tip, if you do make sushi rice, and if you don't know this already, add some white wine vinegar, some rice wine. Oh, some just rice vinegar. Can you tell Holly cooked it? So yeah, that's it. Chicken and rice basically, with some pineapple. So obviously that's the components. I'll put it all together and I'll show you. I almost forgot to mention. Wait, I swear, there we go. Crispy onions. What an addition those are to the meal. Right, so here's the final product. We've got the rice with some crispy onions on top, chicken, pineapple, and then sauces. I've just gone for light mayo and sriracha on there as well for the spice. I'll enjoy this now. And for dessert, we've got a protein mousse. And then what I've done, so there's 20 grams of protein in this, and what I've done is add the Spanish equivalent of PB Fit, so it's powdered peanut essentially. You can see there. I've added around 20 grams of that, which carries around 11 grams of protein, so about 30 grams of protein for dessert. So right, so here is the second to last meal of the night. So we've got 120 grams of pasta uncooked weight, 200 grams of chicken cooked weight, and then I made a cream sauce which has been done just with some butter, some flour, and some milk. So I did that. Gonna have this, and then as I said, I'm gonna have another meal after this, which I might show, I might not, but it's just gonna be another 70 grams of the baby rice with some dark chocolate on top as well, and that's going to cap off the day of food. Alright, so straight into the final meal, which will be the complete grains, cream of rice, baby rice, same sort of thing, with some dark chocolate on it. I'm going to have that now, and that's going to conclude food for today, and that's going to actually conclude the video as well. So thank you for tuning in. It's good to be back on YouTube. I do love filming YouTube videos, so I look forward to doing a lot more. As I said at the beginning of the video, stay tuned and subscribe if you're not already, because I'm back. All right, it's going to be a lot more frequent in terms of the videos. The goals that I've got now coming up, as I've spoken about, are huge, so I'm going to document them all, and of course
big trips to Dubai and to Bali as well, which are going to be documented. So stay tuned, a lot more frequent. Thank you for watching. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.